everyone, I'm the Idea Maker, and today I'm going to be giving my official review for Transformers 1. And I gotta say, guys, I know that I saw this movie about a couple of days ago, back on opening day, and I want to give you guys my full honest opinion that it might get into spoilers and might not. I have no idea. I feel like this is just going to be a non-spoiler review. But I want to say, wow, what a movie this was. And I just want to say that the filmmakers, the writers, and especially the voice actors did an incredible job with this Transformers movie. I want to give a little bit of a story before I head into the review. So, if you guys don't know the story, that my grandma got sick in August, and unfortunately she passed away in late August, and she was really looking forward to the Transformer movie that I went to go see. And a little story is that my grandma did not like Transformers, like the Bayverse movies. She didn't like the ones that were directed by Michael Bay, but she did love Bumblebee, and it was during a time when my grandma was actually starting to be on that the last 5 years of her life, and she was in the hospital for a little bit of time, and I got to see Bumblebee with my mom while she was in the hospital when visiting hours were finished, and I went to see the movie with my mom. Its central message really hit me hard because of the fact that it was this relationship that I feel that was related to the relationship that I had with my grandma, and I felt like this was a story that was definitely, going to hit harder than expected. Then Rise of the Beast came out. Fast forward about 4 years later, and we went to go see it over at a drive-in, and it was so fun because it was the first movie that we went to the drive-in for, and we have not gone in a long time, after about 11-12 years, and it was so fun. So we had fun seeing it, and she loved it, she enjoyed the movie, and that was the last Transformers movie that she ever got to see. Transformers 1 she didn't get to see, but I saw it for her, and I want to do this as if I'm talking to her as well as I'm talking to you guys. So this movie was pretty awesome. I felt like the tone of it really gave a more in-depth look at Cybertron. It gave more of a look at the characters when it comes to Optimus Prime, to Megatron, to Bumblebee. And there was even some characters that I didn't know about that I started learning about, like Elita 1. I didn't even know that she was a character that was actually part of that, actually a sister to Arcee. So I want to say thank you to the subscriber who mentioned that to me back in my Transformers 1 trailer reaction. So shout out to you, which your comment will be screenshot and put onto the left side right over here of the screen. So thank you so much for letting me know about that. I really do appreciate that, a little bit of help that you gave me on understanding about the character. And I'm super happy that this movie does not only give the kid vibe, but it also gives more of an adult vibe. It's for kids, but it's also not for kids. The story was incredible, so I want to give a shout out to that because of the fact that it really balanced out what a kids movie can do. It felt like a kids movie that you would watch back in the early 2000s, and this is a story that I think that it sets up a bigger part of the Transformers universe, that it really gets to show you how Optimus Prime and Megatron become the characters that we got to know and love over these 40 years, which is crazy to think that they've been around for 40 years. And I'm really surprised about that because, having to get to know these characters for a long time, it's pretty crazy. And I don't think Transformers is going to end anytime soon, especially that it's a franchise that a lot of people have gone to know and love over these past amount of time. And I want to say too that a lot of the story that I see from this is very amazing, incredible, especially because we get more of the lore and the world building in this. That I think that it's definitely necessary because that we never really had a movie that it was fully on Cybertron. We had scenes from the Bayverse movies and from the live action movies that it was all centered on Cybertron, but it had some scenes centered around it, but we never had a full movie on Cybertron before, within the past amount of time. The only time where I remember that they had a movie mostly on Cybertron was the animated movie back from the 80s. and I've never seen it. So if you guys want me to do a reaction to the original Transformers movie and the original series, please let me know. And if you guys want me to do reactions to any of the Transformers shows, like Rescue Bots, like Transformers Prime, Beast Wars, any of them, please let me know. I will probably be able to do so. And I'm so happy that this movie got the recognition that it deserved, especially because of its writing. It does a great job on changing the tone of the movie so dramatically throughout this whole entire thing. And I felt like if this movie really was act 1, 2, and 3, like if it was a beginning, middle, and end, you felt like the significant change in between the different scenes and the different tones of environment, especially during out these the Transformers transformations from the minor bots to the characters that we ended up seeing. And I want to give some recognition, especially to the voice actors. First of all, to Chris Hemsworth, you did an incredible job on emulating Peter Cullen pretty well. And you captured the maturity that I think that Optimus or Orion Pax was going through, in the sense that I think that you did an incredible job on showing, like, if Orion was a smaller minor bot, and then with Orion taking the transformation core and becoming this new version of Orion, which is, you start hearing in his voice how he's starting to go and being Optimus Prime. And then when, later on down the road, when he does fully become Optimus Prime, you definitely hear some of Peter Cullen in his voice, and he does such an incredible job on starting to transition his voice from Chris Hemsworth to Peter Cullen. Very beautiful transition that I was definitely seeing. Now, to Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, or D16, super job, a super amazing job at showing the complexities of what it's like for friends to become enemies, and that it is a major thing in this movie. Friendship is a major thing in this movie, but betrayal is a big theme in Transformers 1, especially the fact that this is a story that it's about friendship and it's about betrayal, it's about forming new groups, and it's this amazing story that it feels like brothers become enemies. Kind of like how I think that Mufasa the Lion King is going to be when it hits theaters on December 20th. And I want to say that this was a great step for Brian Tyree Henry to take. Especially, like, you really felt the nice atmosphere that he was giving as D16. But once he got the transformation core and he felt like it was his civic duty to take on whoever was going to betray the trust of Cybertron and betray what he believed, it was a very tonal, like a very big shift that you could feel, that I felt, and it gave me chills. This movie was the first time it gave me chills in a while, because, and that's coming from a kid's movie, especially because a couple of things. When Orion finally turns into Optimus and he's given his name of Optimus Prime, the fact that it felt like Chris Hemsworth and Peter Cullen's voices blended together gave me literal goosebumps. And when Megatron D16 finally becomes Megatron, gave me utter chills, because how good the voice acting is between Brian Tyree Henry and Chris Hemsworth. You guys did an incredible job. Were the major standouts. Another major standout I want to say is Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee. The dude was hilarious. He was so funny, especially when he was trying to make the other name of Bad Aatron. I don't want to say the full name because I don't want to consider, like, if it's swearing. This movie actually does have a little bit of swearing and has a couple of interesting and very surprising elements for a kids movie, but especially that I didn't even know that Michael Bay even produced this, and it's a kids movie. I'm very surprised. I'm happy on how they turned out, but very surprised. But Keegan-Michael Key was hilarious as Bumblebee. He was so funny, and I felt like he was the perfect choice for Bumblebee, especially because that Bumblebee is this loyal friend, that he is very energetic. He's kind. He's always going to be that best friend that you want on your side, and he's just so funny throughout the whole entire thing. Very supportive, very funny, and he's caring about the friends that he cares about. Even in the dump circumstances, he's still got that fun best friend energy that he emulates to everyone in the group, especially on their journey that they make. And it's super fun that he, as a character, not only I relate to some degree, but I also feel like we definitely need more. And I hope that we get to see more of these characters in the upcoming animated sequels to Transformers 1. That if they're going to be doing a trilogy, please, hopefully they could get to do so. I really think that it's going to be a fun idea for them to do it. So yeah, I think it was definitely worth, getting to see these different characters come to life. And then of course I want to give a shout out to Scarlett Johansson, because I love Scarlett Johansson. My grandma loves Scarlett Johansson, and her as Alita 1, I think that she gave more of herself than anything into this, because I feel like, yeah, I remembered her voice acting for Mindy in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, but it was one of those where I feel like this one she gave more of herself in, as I feel like she related to Alita 1 as a leader and also as a hero, especially because she played Black Widow in the Marvel movies, and she's already a hero in my books, especially because my grandma always looks forward to her movies all the time, because she loves Scarlett Johansson. She's one of the most inspirational people to her, and I really feel like this was something that I would definitely say that Scarlett Johansson did a knockout job as playing Alita 1. As to the other voice actors, like John Hamm as Sentinel Prime, and then Lawrence Fishburne and Steve Buscemi as Starscream, they all did great. But out of the three, the one that I thought was so off-putting, but it was so perfect, was Steve Buscemi as Starscream. And I thought, how is he gonna then have like that voice that Starscream has? And then after the way how they did the scene that made him sound like the way he sounded, I was like, you know what, this is definitely gonna work. And I love, particularly with the voice acting, I love the fact that their voice actors, like their respective voice actors, are transitioning their voices to make it sound more like the Transformers characters that we know, and that this is only just like the beginning of them. Like it's an origin story for everyone. So I gotta give it to them for that. Very, very great job at doing so, and I think that this was something very cool to get to see. So, a very awesome, solid job, you guys, on the voice acting. The script was well written. It was a formulated plot that I think that did a great job on doing Act 1 of the beginning, the act which leads to the problem, and the so-called solution on two different ends. This movie is definitely an origin story for Optimus Prime and Megatron, and you can view it either way. And you can either view it as a downfall of an anatomy of a character, and the rise of an anatomy of a character, depending on how you're seeing it. And to me, I felt like it was both. I felt like it was a story that it was both about like the story of a friendship that turned into an enemy relationship, and I felt like this was something that I think that it's been sometimes that people will say it's too nuanced, it's been used a lot. But the thing is that I think, especially when it comes to Transformers, they did an incredible job at giving a solid story that I think that it really is a believable version of getting to have this story of friendship and betrayal, and that it's a great story to set up the Autobots and the Decepticons, as it's still their missions each time to have different ways of viewing peace on Cybertron and maintaining this ideology to become the characters that they are supposed to be. And I think it does a great job doing so. Visual effects and animation wise, this movie is spectacularly visually stunning. If you are a fan of Transformers, you are going to find a lot of Easter eggs in this movie. If you're not a fan of Transformers, it's going to be seen as a visually stunning masterpiece when it comes to the animation. But it'll definitely get you more into wanting to read the comics, watch the shows, and play the video game, so you can get to know more about the Transformers universe. And it was pretty fun. As a casual fan of Transformers, I definitely want to get into it more. So let me know about what comics you guys think I should read, what shows I should be watching, because I've seen a little bit of Transformers Robots in Disguise. I've seen a little bit of Transformers Rescue Bots. I know that they have Transformers Earthspark, and then Beast Wars, the original one from the 80s, and I think there's one that was called Transformers Armada. I think it was like an anime type Transformers show, and then Transformers the animated series, if I remember, or Transformers animated. There's a lot of different ones that are out there, and then there's the Rescue Bots Academy. There's Cyberverse, I want to say, and then the War for Cybertron trilogy Netflix series that is out too. I'll definitely start reacting to Transformers stuff a lot more, but I do want to say that this wanted to get me more into the Transformers universe, and it does a great job doing so. And I cannot believe that we are getting more of these things. And I heard that now the next Transformers movie will be Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover, which I'm super excited about that. So hopefully when we get to that bridge, it'll definitely be one that it's going to be worth crossing. And I have no idea if we're going to be getting the G.I. Joe characters from the movies back, or if it's going to be rebooted altogether. But either way, it doesn't matter to me. I'm definitely going to check out G.I. Joe beforehand and start the journey, because I barely know anything about it. And also put in the comments on anything from G.I. Joe that you think I should check out first before having to go into the Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover movie and get to experience it in the theaters. With that being said, that is my non-spoiler review for Transformers 1. I will be doing a revisited reaction to Transformers 1 when it hits to streaming this probably by the end of the year. Thank you guys again for watching my reaction. If you guys want to see any more reactions, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want to follow me on any of my social media, I got Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, aka X, my Discord, and my Discord servers, and my TikToks, which all the links will be in the description below. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless you all. Stay safe. I'll see you on the next videos. Bye, guys.